When our nation was born in 1776, we were a nation of insurgents. Our founding fathers stood up to the most powerful empire in the world, declared their independence, and then somehow turned assertion into reality. They were a band of rebels who defeated the reigning incumbent of their era. But eventually, the insurgent becomes the incumbent. The underdog becomes the favorite. And the new incumbent starts to apologize for its own success instead of working even harder to create even more of it. And eventually, that incumbent gets unseated by a new insurgent on the other side of a different ocean. It's happening today. Personally, I think that's what many of us sensed when we rallied behind the cry to make America great again several years ago. But here's what we missed. In order to know the story of how we make America great again, we have to first remember the story of what made America great the first time around. That is the story of our nation's history. It's a story we've utterly forgotten. It's the death of intellectual curiosity in America. The thing that really distinguished our founding fathers was their ability to combine those intellectual foundations with a vision for the future that didn't exist in the old world. There was something in the water back then, something in the culture. It was a culture that valued education. It valued autodidacts, people who could teach themselves. It valued a fundamental curiosity about how the world works, a desire to explore it, and an unyielding confidence that even if you weren't an expert in something, you could still figure it out with the right combination of self-education and curiosity.
What's going on, everyone? It's Talk Security here today, and I hope you guys found that video motivational, because I did. I sure as hell did. Amazing Vivek Ramaswamy speech that every American needs to watch. What is the answer for a tyrannical government that doesn't represent its populace? 1776. And you guys saw a minute and 54 seconds of it. Shout out to DV. I'll send a link. I'll leave a link to this exact post in the description of this video if you want to watch the full thing, which is 6 minutes. But my God, Vivek, in my view, and Vivek's my ideal candidate. Obviously, I'm very open about this. It's Vivek 2024, but looking at polls, that's not likely to happen this year, right? You know, stuff can change in the future, but right now it doesn't seem likely. And my understanding is that I made a video before talking about if America's ready for an honest politician. And many people say, yes, they are. But I believe Vivek is the most honest politician at the same level as Trump to ever run for the GOP. Yet people are going out of their way to be over skeptical with no evidence. Oh, he's working for the WEF. He accepts money from a Soros, which is Soros' brother, who's dead now. And Vivek was going to college, and he just took a scholarship to go to college, like as if people placed in his position wouldn't do the same thing, right? People are just trying to find reasons to automatically disqualify him the same way a girl doesn't want to date a dude because he has an Android phone. Like, I don't understand the skepticism against Vivek, and I'm not even sure what I'm gonna label this video. But one thing what I am gonna label is this was made a year ago, right? January 2020, January 21st, 2022, right? And I believe Vivek put his campaign in 2023. So people are always trying to say, oh, sorry, you guys couldn't see the screen, but people are always gonna say, oh, Vivek is just trying to tell me what I want to hear, but he made this video a year ago, and look out and tie it to his actions today, and it lines up perfectly. Now, man can change his positions. People can change their positions. And I think we're getting into this weird situation in conservative circles where people are like doing purity tests. We're slowly becoming like the left, right? And I find that, like, we should offer contrast, not be Democrat-like. That's how I like to say it. But what brought me up to wanting to talk about Vivek is that, you know, it's the new year, right? Happy New Year's to all of you. And I really want people to take a second look. How is Nikki Haley doing better than Vivek Ramaswamy? That's the question I want to ask all of you today. Now, some people will say, oh, it's because, you know, the same appeal that Vivek has on the conservative base, many of those people are already Trumpers, and they're not going to move from Trump to go to Vivek. Fair critique. I understand that. But I want Vivek to be the model of a future Republican. because the messaging, the way he handles the questions, because Republican Party got a lot of weaknesses that I'm starting to notice as I become more politically involved and doing more research on the Republican Party. They'll chastise Vivek and call him a right-wing Obama. Oh, he's just playing these games. Yet the people they push up have no message that inspires me or makes me motivated to go out and vote for them. When I hear Vivek talk, when I hear Trump talk, I'm motivated to go vote for these guys. I say, yo, like, this guy's for me. More so with Vivek, because Vivek encapsulates someone I would want to be. I want to be articulate like that. I want to be able to inspire and push people to go past their grievances, to look to another American not by his skin color, but nationality. Hey, we're one nation. That unifying message. I like that approach, because I've always been someone that's like, let's look at it, the objective. Let's look at the real issues here. The real issue is you have a different approach than I do. Just because I have a different approach than you does not make me evil, does not make me a bigot, does not make me whatever phobe that the left try to claim me to be. And we need to get back to that reasoning. But the only way we can get back to that reasoning is if we have something that unifies all of us as a country. And there is. We're all Americans. And I think Vivek is the only one pushing this position. I think many people, Trump included in a way, he's pushing a message where it's us against them, tribal politics. Well, now I agree. Trump has a right to feel that way. He's being prosecuted illegally, selective justice. People are holding him in a different standard than they hold their very people on their very own political tribe, right? But I don't see how Trump can message to the middle. Now, a lot of the policy positions Trump has, great, right? A lot of people respect Trump for what he did and what he exposed to the American people. I think that's Trump's biggest accomplishment. What he exposed to the American people, how he handled foreign policy. He showed us that if people in politics really cared, really wanted to, they could actually fix the problems that we have in our country. That's what Trump was exposed. That a lot of these people we hold in high regard, they don't really care about us. They care about us enough to, as long as they get what they want from us. And they're essentially looting the country to enrich themselves and their families at our expense. And that's the kind of thing that I believe Trump, if Trump ever is remembered for, that's what Trump is going to be remembered for. Exposing its openness our eyes. Trump is like Morpheus. He made us aware of the matrix, the political matrix that we're in. But I digress. I know there was a kind of long-winded of me, but I really want to dive deep into this. So I'm pretty sure many of you guys saw this video. This guy's going to ask Vivek about reverse discrimination. And I believe this is the future template that every Republican candidate should be speaking on if they want to win in the future. Because I believe this is going to become more of an issue as we get into 2024 and beyond. That's just my thoughts. Let's get into the video.
Count them out, buddy. Let's go. Ready? Ready, go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
There you go. That's good. I didn't even get my workout today. That's good. That's good. That's good.
So, like, it's relatability. It's being able to just see people. Like, can you imagine Ron DeSantis doing this? Now, I think this is outside Ron DeSantis' personality, right? But it shows, like, what is the new generation looking for? And I'm a millennial. I'm 27 years old. I'm a young guy, young family. I like Vivek a lot. He's a millennial himself. This is the future of politics. Like, if you're not relatable, if people can't, that's why I'm saying the honest politician, I don't think people are ready. They're not actually ready for that. Are you ready to hear a politician? Are you ready to vote for a politician that doesn't agree with you on everything? Because politics has become this game of chameleon. Like, let me pretend to be what you think I should be, right? Oh, you're a Christian? Let me play into that. Rick Scott was a perfect example of that. Not Rick Scott. Forgot his name. Tim Scott. He was a perfect example of this. He was trying to be, oh, look, I'm Christian, I'm this, talking in hymns, because he's trying to appeal to a certain demographic. While Vivek is just like, look, I'm Hindu, I'm an Indian man, I like to read, I'm Harvard graduated, I ain't gonna apologize about that. And what people try to slander him. Megyn Kelly out here calling him a know-it-all. He's gonna push people off. Yeah, he's gonna push people like you off. But we like that. We found that real. Hey, oh, he has some character flaws. Oh, we like that. That's why we like Trump so much. Grab him by the, you know what? Hey, bro. Hey, look. We all know in reality, yo, yeah, that happens. But to pretend like he's some squeaky clean, no. And I think this is the future of politics. If you're not relatable, you're going to lose. And I think that's why Ron DeSantis did so horribly. Then he underperformed. He overwhelmingly underperformed. This is why. He's not relatable. He's not going on the TikTok, whatever. And this has been a critique against conservatives for a long time. That you don't go out into the public. You stay in your bubble with your snooty, college-educated political class. And then people just go, oh, we don't know who these people are. And we go. This is why Jeb Bush would have lost us the election in 2016 if he had ran. I digress.
I'm proud of you. That's good. Thank you, man. That's a favor to me. I like that. Did my wife call you beforehand and tell you we had to? She planted that one, didn't she? She said I'm not exercising enough on the campaign trail. She's looking out for me. That's good, man. What's your name?
I'm Samuel Anson.
Samuel? Yeah. Samuel? Okay, good to meet you. So I want to address the first question. I think it's great. I think we, as I said in the beginning, we don't have these kinds of open conversations anymore in this country. And so the heart of the question, let me summarize it, is reverse racism is racism. You agree with me on one hand, but on the other hand, how does that account for historical injustices in this country, including power structures that may be based on inequalities grounded in race? It's the heart of the question? Yeah, fair. Thank you. So here's my view on this. Have we been perfect through our national history? Absolutely not. Right? I mean, we had slavery for 160 years. There was a civil war fought over it. Some people learned that later in life than others, but that's okay. But you know, that's history, right? It's American history, and so the question is, what do we do about it now? So I'll give you my honest, sort of candid feelings about where we are. Was there a time and place for correcting for those past injustices? Yeah, I think it was like in 1870. And did we do a perfect job of it? No, we didn't. But at a certain point in time, I think that what you would think of as racism in this country, or you could fill in the blank, sexism, or any other ism or form of discrimination, it gets to be small enough, not to be zero, but small enough, that the best thing we can do is let it atrophy to irrelevance. And if otherwise you try to attack it, it's like an immune system. So my background's in biology. So sometimes I think in the...
So, yeah, I want to kind of bring up that point about the racism. That's how I see racism. Racism is a minor inconvenience in my life. I honestly believe that. You mad, you mad. Hey, look. Because at the end of the day, I always say, if something affects you based on your subjective perception of it, it not really is as big of a factor as you think it is. You exaggerate it, I don't even acknowledge it. Oh, okay, this person probably giving me bad service because I'm a black man. Who cares? You're still going to give me my food, and I'm probably not going to pay you any tip. Done. But people obsess over, oh, no, I have to have everyone to like me. People don't like me because I'm a conservative. What's the difference between someone not liking me because I'm a conservative and someone not liking me because I'm my skin color? Okay, that's your problem. It's a personal problem. As long as that person can't act on it, like AK use the systems at B to prosecute me for it. That's why I'm saying when people complain about racism, okay, show me in the law where my skin color is used as a criteria of judgment, preventing me from opportunities. No one can show me that. So in 2023, why would I worry about it? The reason why I say it's a minor inconvenience in my life is because it still can affect me at a personal level. But I can do something about it at a personal level. Therefore, I shouldn't worry about it. And anyway, I live in the least racist time in all of American history. And the critiques that people could put against America, no country in existence can survive the critique that people critique America with. Oh, discrimination, racism, sexism. Put it back in the back, Buttercup, because every other country is guilty of that. Slavery, every other country is guilty of that, even Africa. Africa was the reason why black slaves exist in the first place, because they enslaved each other. But no one wants to focus on that at all. They want to focus on America. Why? Because it's a way of demoralizing a people, demoralizing a country. And this is how we get subverted. I just did a video, The True Purpose of Wokeness. And it's literally to divide and destabilize a culture. This is cultural Marxism. And a lot of black people are educated in Marxism because we have so subscribed to left-wing world of thought that if you dare not think like a leftist, you're considered ain't black. And it's so asinine to think that way, that because of your skin color, you're supposed to automatically subscribe to certain ideas and ideology. What kind of hypocrisy is that? But this is what black community push. This is what left-wing idealism push. That they want everyone to look different but think the same. It's conformity, not diversity. But I digress. Let's continue with the video.
These kinds of analogies, but it's like an immune system trying to fight a virus. Long after the virus is gone, or almost gone even, it starts to just attack its own organs. That's what I see happening in the country. And so here's my
What a
view,
great analogy.
to make that kind of abstract reflection a little simpler. Today, the best way to stop discrimination on the basis of race is to stop discriminating on the basis of race. That's what I believe. And I think
Such a simple idea, but why is it so hard for people to do it? Because people put a lot of their identity into that narrative, into that worldview that, oh, because I'm a black man, I got it harder than everyone else, right? That chip on their shoulder, that conditioned victim helplessness, right, is an alibi. When they don't perform in life, when they're not successful in life, that's a go-to talking point. They can go, oh, it's because I'm a black man, I'm a black woman. That's why I got evicted out of my house. It's not because I'm more likely to be in debt. I spent a lot of money on luxury items and non-essential things. It's not because I have a low income. It's not like I have low amount of financial literacy. No, it's none of that. It's because of my race. It's because of my gender. That's why I have failed. This is why bad things are happening to me. It's this absolving of accountability. And this expectation that, oh, you guys, the whole system owe me because of what you did to my ancestors. Even though I didn't experience it, even though I didn't experience racism that my ancestors experienced racism at the same level, I'm supposed to get paid out for what they were supposed to get because I happen to be a descendant of theirs. And then when I come out and say, hey, that morally makes no sense, how can you benefit off the suffering of something you have never personally experienced? They will make excuses talking about generational curses and black trauma as if it's passed down to you by genetics. Asinine arguments. What you pass down is a perception. If you teach your kid, hey, you can't be nothing in this country because you're a black man, how you expect your kid to want to strive for success? What will make your kid, motivate your kid to try to be something in this country when you already put in his mind, in this ideal that because of his skin color, he has harder problems, people won't like him, that he ain't gonna make it because the system won't allow him to. So he's gonna revolt. He's not gonna respect authority. This is why a lot of black men fight with police, because they don't respect authority, because they believe the police is a means of enforcing the racist system that their parents taught them to be. In my view, the black community is being taught outdated information about the current realities of America today. And that's what's holding the black community back. And I believe Vivek, the way he handled this question, is something that I believe Republicans need to speak more like this towards. Because I think the Republican Party can be the solution of a multi-ethnic republic, because that's what we are. So it's better that, hey, we all come together and say, hey, look, we're all one American. Our common interest is America. We want to do what's best for this country, period. You live over there, I live over there, we good. But I don't understand this need that, oh, we need to like each other. We need to love each other. I don't like everybody. And people don't like me. And I understand that's reality. That's huge. Never is a time in human history that everyone was kumbaya and loved each other. And we focus too much energy on chasing problems that cannot be fixed instead of dealing with problems that can be fixed. Our border, crime, our cultural unity in this country. Making sure, calling it down the middle, making sure that people are not discriminated against because of their skin color. Not to use it as a justification to discriminate against other people because they happen to look like people that enslaved other people. The only thing anti-racism guarantees is racism to exist. And that's the whole point of anti-racism. I digress, guys. I'm sorry, it's a long-winded video, but I really want to talk about this stuff.
I think that in the name of anti-racism, which is a movement that calls out for us to be more race conscious of the differences, to correct for them, I think we've actually created more racism in this country. And it's sad because, so I've started businesses, of multiple different businesses this campaign. It turns out I've hired people of every combination you could probably not every combination, but most combinations you could imagine of race and gender and this or that or the other thing. In one case, it was a black woman who was in a senior position of authority. One of the well-compensated, high position of authority. A lot of people would be jealous of that position and want it. And I heard, right, somebody who's upset she's above the hierarchy. She just got her job because she's a black woman. She's checking a box. And that hurt me, not because I took it as an insult, because I don't hire people that way. But it hurts me to say that's unfair to her. It's not fair to anybody. It's not just to anybody to stand for a system where we see each other as called upon to see each other on the basis of the color of our skin. And so at a certain point, the right answer is, I think, we have to move forward. If we drive with our eyes in the rearview mirror, we're just going to keep crashing the same car and recreating the very thing we wanted it to eradicate. So that's what I believe. And that's why I'm against, what you'll call, what does that refer to?
So I'm going to end it there, but that's a great analogy, right? And that's the messaging that the Republican Party, I would want the Republican Party to push. We have to move forward. Right? Yes, we made mistakes. Yes, America used to be black people's greatest oppressors, but now it is greatest liberator. Right? Now it's the best place to be black. You're the top 1% of the world if you're a black person born in America today. No matter how poor you are, kids in Africa are poorer than you. So stop making excuses about the opportunities, because all of this stems from envy. Oh, I don't have what he has, so not to exalt myself of any responsibility for the situation in life, not to hold my parents accountable for placing me in this environment that probably made this outcome more likely. I want to blame something outside of ourselves. Oh, racism. Oh, white people don't like us. Now you're in a time where white people like you the most, and you're underperforming compared to people in your history. Because if we go down black history, black people were graduating college at a higher rate than black people are graduating today. How is that so? When white people are at their worst, black people are at their best? Huh? Now we got white people at their best. Now we have black people at their worst. How is that? Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I digress. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think should be the future of the GOP? You think Vivek represents that, or you think there's a banner candidate that represents the future of the GOP? Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section below. I really would like to hear it. And thanks for watching to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.